Hello one and all! This is my review, reaction, and content discussion of Arifureta Season 3, Episode 9, and last we left off, Hajime finally managed to clear the second to last labyrinth and got his hands on evolution magic. Perhaps the most useful ancient magic out of all of them, because while the other ones are based on compatibility, like, Calvary is really compatible with restoration magic, so she can do a lot more than Yui, who isn't so compatible with it. This is just this is useful for everybody. Literally everyone who gets this magic becomes more powerful. With Hajime even saying, thanks to evolution magic, I am exponentially more powerful. And that also means that everyone else is now exponentially more powerful on top of that. I mean, just with the evolution magic alone, Yui says, oh yeah, all my spells are now twice as powerful. But also, importantly, before Hajime used transmutation magic, only let him add on like 1 or 2 spells to any artifact. But thanks to evolution magic, he can add on a bunch of them, making some of the most broken weapons we have ever seen. In fact, weapons that entirely break the scale of being broken. God, I love it. Anyway, though, then we end off with Hajime getting the compass. The thing that will guide him back home. The thing that can point even to other worlds. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. I'm very, very much looking forward to this. There's some really great moments in this chapter, and I am very curious about where they're going to end. I mean, there's an epilogue. I mean, this is the last chapter of the volume. So there is, like, an epilogue. I don't think we'll see that because we didn't see the last epilogue, but anything can happen. And I just am hoping they don't cut out some of the better scenes here because this is such a great chapter, light novel. And yeah, let's get started in 3, 2, 1. The Compass of Eternal Paths. That's honestly a really cool design for it. I like that. Yeah, imbued with a concept of pointing in the direction of what the user desires. I mean, that might sound simple, like, oh, point me towards my lost keys or whatever, but it is way more complicated than that. In fact, I think I mentioned this in my last video, but at one point, Shea, uses it and says, hey, point me in the direction of my innocence, and it points her in the direction of a rabbit girl, the same age as her, who has not been broken by the Halia tribe's harsh training. She is still cute, adorable, and innocent, and she is what Shea used to be. She is her innocence. Yeah. Again, that seems like so pointed directly to Hajime, like, I know who you are, I know you are not native to this world, and I know you want to go home. But in actuality, what she's saying is, hey, God lives in an entirely different world, and this compass right here, it will help you find him so you can murder him! Oh, that shock, that utter and complete shock, I love it. Alright, looks like the opening did not change. Also, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The bullets are increasing. The bullets are increasing, and I'm sorry it took me so long to notice. God, I'm an idiot. I mean, he had to ask. Spatial magic is about moving to different places, evolution magic makes it more powerful, and Yui is a complete and absolute magical genius, so if there is any way this is possible, Yui can get done. Yui can make it work. Unfortunately, things are not that easy. Though it really would be hilarious if they were. If seriously, you could be like, if Yui could just be like, oh yeah, opens a portal, they all go back to Japan, they're like, hey, you ever wonder about what happened to Otherworld, the gods, the liberators, all that? And Hajime's like, no, I don't care. I mean, that would be an absolutely fantastic way to end this series right here and now. Thankfully, that's not the case, though. I love that they aren't focusing on Hajime right now. Like, he's talking, but they're focusing on Yui. Both on, how disappointed she is not being able to give Hajime what he wants, but also because they can't show Hajime's face quite yet. Yeah, right there. Right there. That is the smile. That is the whole focus point of this chapter. Well, last chapter, the chapter before Changing Hearts, which this episode is now covering before it goes into the actual episode Changing Hearts. Anyway, though, this is the big climax of the chapter. We get an illustration, everything. We see Hajime smile as just he used to way back when. The smile of a boy, not the smile of the monster of the abyss, of a stone-cold killer. This is the real human Hajime shining through for the first time in almost a year because he finally has hope. He finally has a way to get back home. Finally a confirmation that yes, going home is in fact possible. And Yui is frustrated by this. She's flushed. She's like, oh, this is a whole new Hajime, my word. Yeah, you know, Koki has some complexities here because on one hand, he really wants to go home. On another, he wants to, you know, fight and save these people. And on a third, he realizes, yeah, I can't fight. I have absolutely no shot of actually beating the angels, of God, of anybody. I don't know what I should do. I genuinely don't know what I should do right now. Oh, and on a fourth hand, yes, this man has four hands right here. He's like, okay, even if I want to go home, even if I realize that I can't actually fight or do anything to really help the people of this world, I don't want to ask Hajime for help. I don't want to ask him for assistance because that would make me feel icky. Very, very icky. Yeah, so God, Koki sucks. Seriously, he can't bring himself to ask the question. So this little adorable girl, Suzu, has to, you know, step up and be like, hey, can we come with you? Are you gonna, you know, bring us home too? Or are you just gonna leave us behind? There we go. There's the kind Hajime. Though I say kind, it's literally, he literally just said, I will bring you so long as there are absolutely no negative repercussions for myself. Still, that is a step in the right direction. Yeah, that's the other thing. You know, the reason why they're asking, the reason why they're begging to go home with them is because they've all realized, yeah, we can't handle the trials. We aren't good enough. We can't compete. So it's probably best we just get the freak out of here as fast as we can. Except for Shizuku. Because of freaking course Shizuku passed the trial. For one thing, she was the only one of the idiots managed through the fake world and wake up on her own. For another, she actually managed to overcome the aphrodisiac slimes, and she managed to fight side by side with Kaori even when her emotions were inverted. By every metric, Shizuku passed this trial with flying colors. So yeah, not surprised that she managed to pass. Interesting. Let's wait for a second. Let's see how this... Okay, so that's curious. Anyway, in the light novel, Koki's like, oh, good for you. But you can see, like, a darkness behind his eyes. You can see that he's not happy about this. Not happy that Shizuku managed to do something he couldn't do. Because while he does respect her, he's always felt like he is better than her. He is the hero, after all, and she's just, you know, his childhood friend. Yes, Koki sucks. Koki absolutely sucks. I mean, yes, Kaori, you are literally an angel with the power of healing, but I think she as bunny ears are going to do a much better job than you can. Just saying, girl, I'm sorry. And, yeah, Tio, that is a very, very interesting proposal, but I don't think he's going to take you up on it. Though importantly, he's also not, you know, shooting her or yelling at her or anything. He's just enjoying Tio being Tio. Yeah, there. That's the exact moment that Kaori realizes, oh, it's Hajime! It is the real, true Hajime! because while she does love him, even in his monster killer beast form, she has been bothered ever since they were first reunited. He is so much different than he was back in Japan. That his fall, that his everything had managed to change him to such an absolutely insane degree. But here, right now, she sees him. She sees the old Hajime, and she realizes that, his old self and his new self are starting to merge. He's starting to lose some of his edge. Actually, let me see if I can get the wording right. Here we go. He had grown kinder while remaining just as sharp and aggressive as before. So yeah, if you're an enemy to Hajime, he will still murder you. But if you're not an enemy to him, he will be slightly nicer to you. So, huzzah? Again, I said this before, but some people online just complain like, oh, this is such a stupid series because Hajime just gets like wimpier and lamer as it progresses. He just keeps doing what everyone tells him to do. And it's like, dudes, again, this is the point of the series. It's about Hajime turning back into Hajime, about him regaining his humanity and gaining more things to care about. That was kind. That was such, oh God above. I think it's weird that they clearly put more focus into drawing Kaori's reaction than drawing Hajime's smile. Do they know we're just in it for the fan service? I don't know. Yeah, moved to tears. Genuinely moved to tears seeing the old Hajime come back. Yeah, really. This is Yui's first time seeing the real, actual Hajime, who he was before the fall, or at least a glimpse of who he was before the fall. She sees his beautiful smile, she sees his kindness, and she realizes, oh, I get it. This is the version of him that Kaori fell in love with. I appreciate that. I can understand why that happened now. I probably would have fallen in love with him too, even when he wasn't, an unkillable, godlike beast. Oh, come on, are you freaking kidding me? They're going here, they're including Altina, but they're skipping Shizuku? Okay, so, I need to rant for a minute. Basically, after this whole labyrinth thing, they all go back to Verbagan and, take a nice long rest, except for Shizuku, who's just tossing and turning and eventually decides, alright, I'm gonna go train. I've been fighting a labyrinth all freaking day, but I'm gonna go train some more, and starts cutting falling leaves from 2 a.m. until dawn, at which point Hajime shows up to do some training of his own and improve her sword, and the improvements he makes are so freaking awesome. Let's see, added gravity magic so she can freely control its weight and can draw things toward the sword or push them away from it. She can now cut gravity, which, no idea what that means, but she can also cut through space-time and the souls of her enemies, and the sword can both repair itself and slowly heal its owner. So, yeah, Hajime made Shizuku's sword one of the greatest literally the greatest weapon in the entire world. You might be saying, well, Justking, that's not that it's interesting, but that doesn't seem like a really great Shizuku moment. Except it is, because Shizuku just watches Hajime work, watches him, do the transmuting, and she is just left in awe by how strong his concentration is, and how what he's doing feels more like actual wizardry, actual magic, than anything she's seen in this world. And then she sees him train, and Hajime's training is freaking insane. Basically, he takes his chakrams, which have spatial magic, line them up around him, and then starts shooting through them so the bullet flies through one, comes out the other, and he has to dodge it. And then he keeps firing bullet after bullet after bullet, dodging all of them as they circle around him. And Shizuku watches this ridiculously intense training and is just left in awe by how insane Hajime's focus is, how hard Hajime was worked to become as strong as he is, and she ends up falling asleep while watching the training, while listening to the gunfire, leading to Hajime actually needing to carry her home into bed. He does use his artifacts to fly her to bed, but still, he carries her to bed, and it is just so absolutely adorable, and I am bummed we're not getting it. I don't know, maybe an OVA down the road. Anyway though, yeah, so Now we have Altina. In case you've forgotten, she is Ulfric's daughter. Ulfric is the leader of the elders, the people who lead the Beastmen Nation. And she has got a serious thing for Hajime. Kinda. We'll see that in a second. Ooh. Okay, so she is outright antagonizing Shea, and this is actually very intentional because Cam told her that she had no chance of winning Hajime over Shea. Cam intentionally antagonized Altina for the sake of getting Hajime and Shea closer. And Hajime knows he did it and is a little bit irked about it. Here we go, here we go, here we freak go! Best girl, Shea! Yeah, as you might have noticed, that wasn't a scream of pain so much as delight. And we're gonna see a whole lot more of that this episode, instead of focusing on best girl Shizuko. Wow, what is that spin? Genuinely, what is that spin? And she's down. She's down for the count. I do like the guy has had to turn away, look away from her in her current state. Yes, this girl is genuinely a princess of the forest. She's basically second in command. If anything happens to her grandfather, she's basically in charge of running this nation. And she's not looking too great right now. Alright, so I didn't show what we just saw because I didn't know they could show that in anime, and I don't want to show it in my channel. Holy mother of God above. This reminds me of, Chio's introduction and what we saw back then. Also, I do feel like her perversion needs a bit of an explanation. Basically, her introduction was cut out in the light novel. We're supposed to first meet Altina at the start of the season, actually. She was supposed to, be one of the Beastmen's slaves. Hajime was supposed to, free her, save her along with everyone else. And she was so enchanted and wanted to win him over so much that she intentionally fell into his arms. Except Hajime has very good reflexes, and when she came towards him, he dodged out of the way, leading to her falling on the ground. Which, nobody was really happy about, even you and the rest of them, okay, Hajime, that was a bit cruel, that was a bit unnecessary. So Hajime, made up to her by undoing her chains, freeing her, and that's when she started to, be like, oh, Hajime, he is impressive. But then she also saw Tio being Tio, and so she figured, okay, this man is clearly into masochist, so she ended up asking her maid, what is the best way to present myself so that men enjoy stepping on me? No, I am not kidding. And, yeah, she's kind of just, kept falling further and further since then. And it's only been a few days, maybe a week since that interaction. And since then, Altina's gone from, maybe guys like stepping on girls, to, oh, I enjoy pain, to a very, very unhealthy degree. Yay! Okay, so, actually, oh God above. Light novel, Shea does not realize what's going on for a very, very, very long time, and just keeps, pulling wrestling moves on her to more or less damage her entire body. But because she's not actually looking at her face while she's doing them, she thinks that Altina is actually in pain and just still won't give up on Hajime. She doesn't realize, oh no, she's enjoying this. Oh no, oh no, oh no, what do I do? Meanwhile, Tio gives Altina a look of boundless kindness and affection. It was a kind of joyful look a master reserved for a particularly dutiful disciple. So yes, Altina has awoken as a masochist, and Tio could not be more proud of her. In fact, God above, I can actually hear Tio panting because of freaking course she is. Yeah, she is only focused on you. She doesn't really care about Hajime all that much anymore. She just wants your attention and for you to, break her limbs. Yeah, I do absolutely love that Yui has to be the one that, stops this. Yui has to be the one to tell Hajime, okay, you have my permission, go do it. Especially because all it takes is one word. Just her saying his name is like, alright, I understand entirely. I mean, he understood her when she was a freaking goblin. Of course I'll understand her when she just gives a single word. There we go. There we freaking go! Yep, Hajime is claiming Shea as his own. It is about god dang time. Seriously, we met Shea in Volume 2. It's Volume 9. It's been 7 volumes, and, how many episodes? 10, 12, 9, like 40 episodes. Almost 40 episodes to get to this point. Yeah, she doesn't have to worry about the competition anymore because she's freaking won the competition. She has won Hajime. She is now his official girlfriend. I mean, she's still below Yui in the pecking order of girlfriends, but still, she is the first person who has managed to get on the board. Good for her. There we go. There we freaking go. Because Hajime has always said, since he first met Yui, that, well, not since he first met Yui, since he first fought alongside Yui and Yui managed to make it to the end of the first labyrinth, he has always said that Yui is special to him and is the only person who would ever be special to him. Yes, Yui is still more special than Shea, but still, he's saying that Shea is now special to him. Importantly, he's not saying that he loves her because he has some mixed feelings about that word, doesn't really understand what it means, but still, he's saying that she belongs with him. She belongs by his side. He is claiming her as his own. Good for you, Hajime, and good for you, freaking Shea. You've been at this for a very long time. A very, very, very long time. Like, seriously, 7 volumes light novel, and, 30 episodes of the anime? That's how long we've been waiting for Shea to join the harem, and now she has. Good freaking God above. Oh, that reaction. Oh my god, I love it. Yeah, there we go. Oh god. Hajime, I know you're not great at reading the room, but, maybe wait a minute to mention this. Maybe wait for Shea to process that she is now special to you before you decide to mention to Shea that she is currently being hunted by a masochist. Just saying. Yeah, she's broken. She is very, very badly broken. Though I will say her original motivations do make a lot of sense. She was always a brilliant, gifted young girl who was the granddaughter of basically the leader of the nation. So even among her own peers, even among her fellow elves, she was always treated with reverence and respect and just honor. And that gets old very, very fast. So then when Shea showed up and, treated her like an equal, treated her, not even as an equal, treated her as somebody who was below her, she's like, wow, I can finally be friends with this person because they aren't, just in total all of me 24/7. Amazing. Yeah, and also, oh god above. Oh god above. The look on Chio's face, I love it. Okay, so, yeah, so after she decided to want to become friends with Shea, then Shea started, practicing wrestling moves on her as a way of keeping her away from Hajime, and she realized very quickly, oh, I like this. I very, very much like this, and I want her to keep doing these things to me. Yeah, hentai. Absolute hentai. Why in God's name are you trying to defend yourself, girl? Seriously. We all know it's true. Yeah, Shea is genuinely a princess. They call her a princess of her own clan, but it's more like princess of her own nation at this point because the Holly tribe split off from Verbagon and formed basically their own independent state. So Shea is technically the princess of that state. Awesome, good for her. And Altina is technically the granddaughter of the essential leader of the Beastmen Nation, so she is also a princess. I mean, technically Yui's also a princess, and Tio's also a princess, and Lily's also a princess. There's honestly a lot of princesses around Hajime, I gotta say. I don't know how to make friends, so I decided the best way was to tick you off so that you would hurt me again and again and again, and I could just, enjoy that feeling. Yeah, this girl is broken. This girl is very, very badly broken, and I feel so bad for Ulfric. Oh God above. Like a dog. Yeah, that's pretty accurate, honestly. Yeah, and she loves the idea of being treated like a dog, because of course she does. No. Say no. This is a trap. This is 100% a freaking trap. Say no, girl. Say no. Bad idea. Bad freaking idea. Never let the pervert in. Hajime did, and now he's stuck with Tio. Actually, okay. Maybe sometimes you should let the pervert in, because Tio is freaking awesome. Yeah, like I said, bad idea. As Altina views friendship, like I said, she has a very poor understanding of friendship, as being abused and beaten, and now she wants Shea to keep on doing that, and Shea would find that just a bit unpleasant. I also do love the smile on Hajime's face. He's like, yep, I've been there before. I know exactly what you're going through with Tio. I mean, one of the main reasons why Tio is still around is because, one, she wasn't considered an enemy to Hajime, so he couldn't kill her. And two, because he couldn't kill her, all he could do to keep her away was, shoot at her, insult her, berate her, yell at her. All things she very much enjoyed. So, yeah, Hajime was basically stuck with her and had no choice but to keep her around. God, I love that. Also, for the record, after this, Shea jumps out the window and runs away. And even at max speed, using all of her strength enhancement, where she is literally faster than Hajime, she wasn't able to outrun Altina, which is just an absolutely terrifying detail. Yeah, so basically, Hajime, he's not really sure what love is, but what he does know is he doesn't want to see Shea with anyone but him. And he does feel, fairly guilty about this because he also realizes, but I'm also with Yui. So I want her to be monogamous with me, but I don't plan on being monogamous with her. Thankfully, Yui and Shea are both super okay with this. Seriously, one of the best things about this series is the fact that while it is a harem, all the girls just really like one another and support one another. Okay, so let's skip over something fairly important here. Two things important here. First off, while Calvary is incredibly jealous that Hajime is now with Shea, she also realizes, okay, you know what? Shea is my precious comrade. She is a friend. She's someone I trust with my life, and I'm happy that she's happy. I'm happy that her wish has come true and she can finally be with Hajime. On the other hand, though, she also, when she says brace herself, she basically says, I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to try everything I can to seduce you, to win you over, because you also loving Shea means that you can love people other than Yui. Therefore, you can love me and Tio too. So, good for them. And Hajime's like, seriously, why? Why are all you girls falling in love with me? I know I'm really strong and can make some cool stuff, but I'm not worthy of all your love. And I'm not worthy of you loving me and being cool with me loving other people on top of that. Okay, spoon. In light novel, that was a piece of bread, but the point is still the same here. Yes, this is a big thing right here. Shea was accepted into the harem because Yui accepted her into the harem. Yui has final say over who's let in and who is not let in, and she is very much against letting Kaori in because honestly these two fight way too much. Seriously, like cats and dogs. I mean, there's definitely a bit of jealousy here because, Kaori knew Hajime when he was still human. He knows an entirely different side of him and can relate to him about things like Japan, anime, manga, video games. Those are all things that Yui can't really relate to him about. Those are all things that Yui doesn't know. So she is bothered by the fact that, she thinks that Kaori might be able to win over Hajime simply because they have such a strong connection. Meanwhile, Kaori is just super duper jealous that Yui got to Hajime first, even though she spent so much time trying to win him over / stalking him. Yeah, really. Okay, so Kaori actually got a maybe from Hajime. Good for her! And Tio fully rejected, and she seems to be enjoying it. God, I love Tio. I seriously love Tio. And while Hajime is rejecting her, he's also saying in this moment that he knows that she loves him as much as Shea and Kaori do. So, Tio, not all hope is lost. He recognizes that her love is in fact genuine. Okay, that's interesting. They're taking a scene of Hajime transmuting, which is supposed to be about Shizuku, and putting Shea in it. I mean, there's supposed to be a scene between Hajime and Shizuku in front of the fountain, but still, that feels very weird. Yeah, in fact, in the light novel, he actually says, I'm not going to bother asking you if you're fine with me dating Yui too, because that would be an insult to your feelings. You clearly know I'm never leaving Yui behind, and yet you're still pursuing me, you're still coming after me, you still want to be part of this harem, and so I will accept you because I know how much you want this, and I care for you as well. There we go. There we freaking go. 7 volumes, 30 episodes later, she is finally being accepted by Hajime. Finally being told that she is special to him. There we go. There we freaking go. She got the kiss. Good for her. And of freaking course, everybody's watching because this is an anime and that's just what happens. The beautiful love confessions interrupted by idiots watching from the bushes. All of them. Literally every single person was there watching. Because of course they were. God, I loved Hajime's energy. He's like, yeah, I know everybody was watching. I still kissed you because I got nothing to hide. I wanted them to know how much I care about you. There's nothing to hide. Yeah, for real. Hajime is being out in the open about how much he cares about her. In fact, in the light novel, Hajime even says, if I told you, it would have ruined the mood. Which is the most suave and self-aware Hajime has been, maybe in this entire freaking series. He recognizes that, this is it. The sunset, the fountain, this is all perfect. This is the moment where I kiss her. This is the moment where I confess to her. And he didn't want to ruin it. He didn't want to wait for another moment. He wanted this to be the moment where he told Shea how he felt. Jesus Christ. I was not expecting that. Yeah, seriously, Worm Dragon. I probably mentioned this before, but Yui actually grew up hearing stories about the Dragon Men, about how honorable and cool and respectable they were, and she idolized them, which is also the reason why Tio ticks her off so freaking much. It's like, growing up on stories of Santa Claus and actually meeting him and he is just completely hungover and can't stop vomiting. It's essentially that. Yeah, really. Yui just saw Shea making out with her boyfriend and she wants to praise her. She wants to congratulate her on actually crossing that finish line. That is how good the relationship is between Yui and Shea. In fact, Hajime even says that Yui loves Shea more than he loves Shea. Which, utterly insane. And Yui also knows that she has worked so insanely, overwhelmingly hard to reach this point. I mean, Tio said it, was that last episode? I think it was last episode. She said that the one most deserving of being called hero was Shea, because she is from a peace-loving race. She never enjoyed combat, but she still trained herself to become a true warrior, all for the sake of winning over Hajime, all for the sake of winning the right to stand by his side. And now, almost a year later, all of that work has finally freaking paid off. Yeah, somehow the confession between these two is actually sweeter than the confession Hajime had with Shea. Because of course it is. Yeah, exactly. Hajime even says that he's a bit jealous that their touching moment was more touching than his. Amazing. Absolutely freaking amazing. And Lenov also goes in to say that, the two girls had become friends after escaping their respective prisons. Shea was, basically isolated in her village her entire life because if anyone found out about her, her whole tribe would have been killed. She grew up in complete isolation. Meanwhile, Yui spent 200 years trapped underground waiting for someone to save her. And they are both freed from their prisons by Hajime and managed to comfort one another through that process of, being exposed to the outside world. Yeah, Kaori, this is your ally right here. This is the person that you're working with to win over Hajime. Sweet mother of God above. Yeah, right here. Right here. Hajime saying, don't seduce me too much, is quite literally him saying, if you try too hard, if you really go at it with everything you have, you will win. My defenses won't hold up, and I will break. I will accept you into the harem. This is him basically saying, I give up, just destroy the harem already. I mean, not quite yet, but he's saying it's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen very soon. And they appreciate that. Please take me to the next labyrinth as well. Okay, there's... something's definitely lost here because, like I said, there was a whole scene between Hajime and Shizuku earlier where Shizuku also asked if Hajime would bring her to the labyrinth because the whole original deal was basically like, Hajime, bring me and the idiots to one labyrinth, that way we can get some ancient magic on our own and then, fight, then we can defend ourselves against the angels and all of that. And then most of them failed at Labyrinth, so the reason why they were so bummed is because they figured, okay, that's it, Hajime's never going to bring us to another Labyrinth again. But Shizuku managed to get permission from Hajime because, well, first off, he said, okay, if you get evolution magic and transformation magic together, you will be completely unstoppable. And secondly, because he does trust her to look after everyone, to make sure they're okay, and to guard them and protect them with that new magic. So Shizuku is already going. Now Suzu's asking to go as well, and she doesn't even have the original ancient, and she doesn't even have evolutionary ancient magic, so she can't protect herself as well as Shizuku could. So it is a very, very big ask, and something that, Hajime of Season 2 would have 100% said no to. Yeah, nobody else actually knew what she was gonna ask. And Koki is definitely still bothered by this. He's bothered by the fact that Suzu has more of a fighting spirit, is acting more heroically than he is, even though he's supposed to be the goddamn freaking hero. And then she just straight up told the dude to shut up. Oh, I love it. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of darkness in his eyes when he failed to, finish the last labyrinth, and this is just making it way, way worse and really, spoiling his mood. That's another thing. I'll power up your artifacts. Thanks to evolutionary magic, Hajime can now make the artifacts way, way more powerful, to the point where, clearing that last labyrinth would be a cakewalk now. Yeah, right there. I mean, let's not forget, Eri betrayed everyone, got Kaori killed, got at least one classmate killed, got Captain Meld killed. She's responsible for a lot of pain and suffering, And Suzu isn't so sure that Hajime is gonna spare her. And his response is literally like, no, I'd kill her. In fact, I wouldn't even think about it. I would kill her entirely on instinct alone. So, yeah, he's still kind of bothered by the fact that she killed Kaori. Because Kaori, even though I won't say it, is special to him. Yeah, that's insane. That is genuinely insane. She's literally saying, like, no matter what happens, even if I don't get ancient magic, I want to travel all the way to the demon's capital, the place full of, like, really racist demons who kill humans on sight, find Eri, who's probably, like, in the palace itself, and manage to convince her to come back with me, even though she's a straight-up freaking sociopath who tried to kill all of us. Insane. Absolutely insane. Yeah, she's begging. She is fully and completely begging right here. And honestly, while her request is insane, I do think Hajime does, at least somewhat admire the grit and determinism that she is showing off right here. Willing to go into what is essentially certain death for the sake of what she cares about. And Yui proves. Oh god, I love that smile. I love that smile on Yui's face right there. She also admires just how absolutely determined this girl is to see things through. Yes, she does, because you are an idiot. A complete and absolute idiot. No, you really don't. Eri's obsession, it's about you, but it's never really been about you, you know what I mean? Like, she's obsessed with someone, a prince, someone who will stay by her side forever and ever and ever, and she's just, decided that has to be you. Honestly, this really is just Koki being like, I am the protagonist. Clearly I must be the one to win her over. Clearly I must be the one to settle her maddening mind. Even Shizuku was able to get ancient magic. Are you freaking kidding me? Even Shizuku? Even Shizuku? No, you shouldn't put Shizuku below you. Shizuku is a goddamn freaking goddess, and you would be lucky to be a 10th as awesome as she is. Yeah, I love Ryu. She's like, I'm gonna punch Eri to settle things. I'm just gonna, I need to punch her in order just to make myself feel better about this whole situation. He is a bro. He is a real bro, and I love him. Importantly also, when Koki says he wants to clear this labyrinth, he says he'll be fine so long as there aren't any cowardly traps that mess with your mind. Yeah, the traps were cowardly. That's why you failed, Koki. It's not because your willpower is as strong as a freaking tissue. Again, this is Hajime being kind. This is Hajime awaking as a human. He's giving Suzu the chance to bring Eri back, the chance to win her over, but also never changing on his core principles. If Eri is still his enemy, if Eri wants to harm him or anyone he cares about, he will kill her. That is the human Hajime. Brutal to his enemies, but nice to his allies, or at least the people who are fairly neutral with him. That's such a terrifying sentence from such an adorable girl. I'll disintegrate everything! Yay! Hajime does also say that Kaori is his most reliable teammate. Even though she is kind of insane, he does trust her above all else. And oh god, Tio right here. Yeah, right there. Chio just said something really cool, really awesome, really mature, and without a hint of the normal perversion. So, good for you, Tio. Okay, that's terrifying. But also, Light Novel Hajime ends this chapter by saying, I wonder what my parents will say when I bring home 4 girlfriends. So Hajime has already accepted that everyone in this group is now his girlfriend. They may not be, reach the category being special to him, but he realizes it's probably only a matter of time. And we are still getting the epilogue for this volume. Was not expecting that. The Corpse Beast Soldiers. a hybrid of Dead Kingdom soldiers and beastmen and monsters. So yeah, basically Eri took the dead knights from the kingdom, brought them to the Demon Empire, had Freed merge them with monster components using his ancient transformation magic, and now made corpse beast soldiers, unkillable, unfeeling, just straight up monsters that no ordinary person can hold a candle to. Also, despite being, having the strength of beastmen, they can use magic, so that's a very, very terrifying combo. Yeah, I mean, Freed had a hand in this, and he's all for, supporting the Demon Lord and bringing honor to God. But even he is freaked out by this. Even he sees all and goes, this is messed up. This is genuinely 100% messed up. Am I on the right side here? Should I be supporting this? Should I kill this girl right here and now? I mean, not that strongly, but he's certainly concerned and disturbed. Yeah, also, Freed had no idea Eri was close because she used her dark magic to mess with his perception, so he wasn't, aware that she was approaching until she was basically right behind him. You are absolutely not a weak little girl. In fact, Light Novel straight up says that Eri's spirit binding magic is essentially on the same level as ancient magic. She managed to make a whole new ancient magic all on her own. That is how insanely powerful this girl is. Interesting. Okay, so the explanation of exactly who they're referring to is something we should have seen in the last volume's epilogue, but they skipped over that, so I'm curious if we're going to see it or if it's going to be left up to our imagination. Terrifying. Absolutely, overwhelmingly terrifying. Also, I'm just kind of curious, what do you think would happen if, Hajime killed Koki and then fully burned his body so not even ash was left behind? What exactly would Eri do in that moment? I'm honestly just kind of curious. Because that girl's crazy. That girl is genuinely 100% freaking crazy. Oh dang, so we're actually getting the full epilogue. I was not expecting that. Alright, so right now we're seeing Yuka juggle. I mentioned this in a past video, but there was a cutscene of her just juggling 100 knives at once in order to entertain some orphans. After the Pope forcibly dragged her to the orphanage, and that is basically her role right now. I mean, she's doing a lot of things right now, but one of those things is keeping morale in the kingdom up by juggling, by entertaining, by making people smile and laugh so that they aren't, left in despair after the massive invasion. Oh, no, 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 no. That's bad. That is very, very, very bad. Yeah. Hey, good old Milady. It has been a very, very long time since we've seen this girl. And she realizes, okay, yeah, it's happening right now. My journey's coming to an end. This is it. This is the final confrontation. The big game is about to start. Oh, I love we actually get to see her real face. That is, God, so adorable. It almost makes you forget how absolutely awful and annoying she is. Miyu's back. Sweet, adorable little Miyu. God, this scene is gonna hurt. This scene is really gonna freaking hurt. For the record, her favorite are kebabs, because that's the first thing that Shea and Hajime gave her after they rescued her. God, that is such a sweet detail, seriously. And it just makes what's about to happen so much more painful. Yep, right freaking there. A person with wings. Where have we seen that before? The second of the apostles. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Okay, listen up, God. I'm gonna give some friendly advice right now. You're about to target Hajime's daughter. Now Hajime, he's fully willing to let bygones be bygones. You kidnapped him in this world, whatever, he doesn't care. You've made this world suffer for the last several millennia, he doesn't care that much. But if you lay a single freaking hand on Miyu, he will burn you to the ground and destroy heaven itself. He will destroy all of reality if he has to, just to punish you for hurting Miyu. So, word of advice, back away. Back away as quickly as you can and never come back, and you'll be allowed to just keep on living. Seriously, dude, take my advice. Don't touch Miyu. Terrifying. Yep, that is an absolutely terrifying way to end things. Alright, next chapter, next episode. The Final Labyrinth. Yes, alright, so next chapter we're going into the Final Labyrinth. The Schnee Ice Labyrinth. One of my favorite ones. My favorite ones? Honestly, it's probably one of the most interesting ones. That being said, though, I should clarify. The Labyrinth has two parts to it, spread out across 2 volumes. The first half is one of the most dull and boring things in this entire series. It is just not a challenge at all. That's most of Volume 9, though the ending gets really interesting as we get into the second half of the Labyrinth, which is just so much fun, and just a fantastic series of events. I cannot wait to see animated. It was episode 9 of 16, right? So we have like, 7 episodes left. 7 episodes cover 2 volumes. That's not impossible. Like I said, most of Volume 9 will get cut out, so I'm expecting like maybe 2 episodes, 2 or 3 episodes for Volume 9, 4 episodes of Volume 10. A little bit tight, but they can definitely manage that. No big issue. Also, I just want to mention, in the light novel, there is an extra chapter right after this one called Verbegon Monthly, which is basically a monthly newspaper that goes out and interviewed Shea and just the entire party to find out what they felt about how they felt about one another. And it's mostly just really cute and adorable as everyone like gives their true feelings, like, oh, I love Tio so much, even though she's a pervert, she's such a big sister to me, blah, blah, blah. But the best part about this entire chapter is the one headline, which, yes, the hero is actually gay, and he's after Hajime no less. I kid you not. Basically, the reporter noticed that, Koki kept looking at Hajime, staring at him intently, and, basically concluded, oh, he's doing that because he's madly in love with him and wants to win him over. Not that he has a weird inferiority complex and wants to beat him, wants to be acknowledged as being stronger than him, which he absolutely is not. No, he clearly must be madly in love with him. And the response to this headline is just insane, as Yui fully tries to murder him, and Shea stands protectively in front of Hajime and declares loudly and proudly, don't worry, I'll protect your ass. Yes, that is a genuine line from this light novel, and I don't know what's more insane. The fact that Shea actually believed the headline, the fact that she believed that Koki would assault Hajime, or the fact she believed that Koki had a chance of managing to assault Hajime without being shot to death. Either way, insane chapter, and I loved it. Alright, so this episode overall, it was really good. Hajime managed to get the compass, Hajime managed to regain his humanity more or less, managed to smile the way he hasn't smiled in a very, very long time. This is the first time that Yui has seen it. I feel like the smile could have been done a bit better, could have been looked more innocent like it did in the light novel, but I can't complain too much. It's a good smile, the point is getting across. Clearly, Yui and Kaori are both charmed by it because, they're seeing the old Hajime, so good for them. And out of everyone, only Shizuku managed to actually pass this trial because, like I said, of course she did. She beat every single challenge she was faced. Not easily, and she wasn't great against the cockroach monsters, but still, she managed to beat everything. She managed to overcome the aphrodisiac, the dream world scenario, the negative feelings that she felt towards Kaori. Oh, another important point. Light novel, Shizuku said that the person she hated most, the people she hated most in the reversed emotions challenge, was Kaori and Hajime, meaning she now realizes she likes Hajime more than everyone else, except for maybe Kaori. So, yeah, her feelings are very, very obvious to her. Oh no. Unfortunately, we skipped over a whole scene of her actually, doing cool stuff and, training and talking with Hajime and falling asleep and getting carried to bed in the arms of his machines. Oh, poor Shizuku. And poor Shea, as she's now got to deal with a pervert masochist of her own. And it takes her so freaking long to realize that's what's going on. That Altina is actually into her and not into Hajime, and is just basically teasing Hajime for the sake of managing to get Shea's attention. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. And, Shea gets fully acknowledged as being special to Hajime, and the rest of the girls, they're a bit upset it wasn't them, but also happy for Shea, their trusted comrade, and optimistic is like, okay, yeah, Hajime can love someone other than Yui, therefore there's still a chance, therefore he can still love us. And even Shizuku is standing in the corner like, if he can love people other than Yui, I wonder if I still have a... No, what am I talking about? That's insane, that's ridiculous. Just let me go back to training. Again, poor freaking Shizuku. And then Shea, oh god, Shea, the kiss, it's adorable. Absolutely adorable. Somehow less adorable than Shea and Yui's moment, but still, fantastic. She has been recognized, and Hajime now has a harem. Good for him. With the other two members probably on their way pretty soon. With the light novel even ending this chapter with Hajime referring to all four of them as his girlfriends. So, he's kind of lost the battle, and he just has to accept everybody at this point. And speaking of accepting people, Suzu comes in and wants to protect Eri, because of course she does. Eri, despite everything, is her best friend, and Suzu definitely feels a sense of guilt over not recognizing the signs earlier, not recognizing that Eri was going through things and needed someone to be there for her. And instead, Suzu just saw her as a quiet, non-assuming girl. Someone who she was friends with for years, but never actually went to her house. So, yeah, Suzu has some issues. Suzu really needs to work those through with Eri. And Hajime has grown enough that he's willing to let her do this, willing to let her and the rest of them tag along to the labyrinth. And again, another point I should probably mention here is the fact that while you might say, well, if they failed one labyrinth, won't they fail another? Importantly, the other labyrinth, the ice labyrinth, is the one that Freed, the demon general, managed to pass. So if someone is actually capable of passing it, someone without ancient magic, then it stands to reason that this party, the hero's party, should be able to clear it as well. Another important fact is the last labyrinth they went to was the one you're only supposed to do after having cleared 4 other labyrinths. So they basically just started the game on hard mode, and then were surprised when they got their butt beaten. Oh, poor idiots. Poor idiots. Anyway, though, they get approval, everyone's happy, except for Eri, who has gone crazy and now has an army of unkillable warriors, and just sent out the apostles to go kidnap people close to Hajime. So that's bad. That is so overwhelmingly bad. But please, let me think all this down below. What do you think of Eri? Can she be won over? Can she join the good guy's side somehow, some way? I don't know, maybe spiritual magic can fix whatever is seriously broken in her brain. What do you think of Yui officially not Yui. What do you think of Shea officially joining the harem? And who do you think is going to be next? Tio, Kaori, Shizuku, Aiko, Lily? There's a lot of people. There's honestly a lot of people at this point. God, I love it. And, yeah, just let me think all this down below. And until next time, peace!